Ever noticed how a lukewarm coffee tastes amazing after a sip of ice water? Or how a good deal seems even better when you see a crazy expensive option right next to it? That's the contrast principle messing with your brain. We judge things based on what we compare them to. In marketing, this principle is your secret weapon. It's all about strategically showing off your product or service to make it look even more awesome compared to the competition. Today, we're going to break down the contrast principle. We'll figure out why it works, and most importantly, we'll give you some killer tactics to use it in your marketing. The contrast principle is simple, but super effective. Basically, we don't see things in a vacuum. We judge them based on what's around them. Our brains are wired to compare, and those comparisons shape how we see things and what we decide to do. Let's take a classic example. You're shopping for a new laptop. You see one for $1,500, then another one that's pretty similar for $1,000. Suddenly, that $1,000 laptop feels like a total steal, even though it's still a lot of money. That's the contrast principle. It can subtly nudge people towards making a purchase in a few clever ways. 1, it changes how people see value. By showing them a comparison, you can make your product or service seem like a better deal, even if it's still perfectly priced for you to make a profit. 2, it helps them make up their minds. By highlighting how your offer is different from the competition, you're guiding them towards choosing your product. It's like giving them a helpful little push in the right direction. And 3, it makes your message stronger. By carefully crafting the context around your product, you create a more persuasive story. It's all about setting the stage so your product shines. Now let's see how some businesses are using the contrast principle to nudge their customers towards a yes. Okay, hang on a second. Just jumping in real quick to tell you to stick around until the end of this video if you want to learn how you can get all of the lessons, AI prompts, templates, and software you need to build a business, build a website, funnel, and product, and create a full marketing campaign in less than 30 days. Plus, you can learn how to rewire your brain for success in finances, love, and relationships in just 10 minutes a day. And the best part? You can get access to all of this, including incredible marketing software that's added in as a bonus, for under $100. Yep, you heard that right. Less than $100. Okay, back to the video. Now let's see how some businesses are using the contrast principle to nudge their customers towards a yes. Apple. When Apple launches a new iPhone, they often showcase the top-of-the-line Pro Max model first, highlighting its cutting-edge features and premium price tag. Then, they introduce the standard iPhone model at a more accessible price point. This strategic contrast makes the standard model seem like a great value, even though it's still a high-end product. By anchoring our perception of value with the expensive Pro Max, Apple subtly nudges us towards the standard model, which likely has a higher profit margin for them, while still making us feel like we're getting a good deal. Starbucks. Ever noticed how Starbucks has a Trenta size? It's massive, and most people wouldn't dream of ordering it. But it's there for a reason. By having that super-sized, expensive option on the menu, it makes the venti size, which is still pretty big, seem much more reasonable. We might even think of it as a medium choice, even though it's still plenty of coffee. This clever pricing strategy encourages us to go for the larger, more profitable venti, boosting Starbucks sales. Car dealerships. Car dealerships are notorious for starting negotiations with a sky-high sticker price. They know they'll probably have to come down, but that initial high number sets the stage. As they negotiate and lower the price, we start to feel like we're getting a fantastic deal, even if the final price is still pretty close to what they were aiming for. This creates a sense of compromise and makes us feel good about the purchase, even if we're still spending a lot of money. Subscription services. Think about services like Netflix or Spotify. They often have multiple pricing tiers, with the most expensive one offering all the bells and whistles. Now, most of us probably don't need all those features, but that top tier price makes the middle option seem way more reasonable. We might even think, hey, I'm saving money by not going for the most expensive one. This is how they nudge us towards that middle tier, which is often the most profitable for them. Infomercials. Infomercials are masters of the contrast principle. They'll start by presenting a problem. Maybe it's back pain or struggling to cook healthy meals. Then they'll offer a complex, expensive solution, like a fancy gadget or a 20-piece cookware set. But just when you're about to change the channel, they hit you with the, "But wait, there's more," and introduce a simplified or budget-friendly version of the product. Suddenly, that second option seems like a steal compared to the first one, even if it's still pretty pricey. And lastly, luxury brands. Think about brands like Rolex or Gucci. They're always advertising their most expensive and exclusive products, even though most people can't afford them. Why? Because those high-priced items create an aura of luxury and exclusivity around the whole brand. This makes their more quote-unquote affordable products, like perfumes or sunglasses, seem more attainable while still carrying that prestige. It's like, well, I might not be able to afford the yacht, but I can at least get the sunglasses and feel a little bit fancy. These are just a few examples, but the contrast principle is everywhere in marketing. By understanding how it works, you can use it to your advantage and make your products and services shine.